Good day. My name is Mark and I'm here today to show you how to fill a radiator on a K1300S. So when I first got involved with this group, I watched all of the people online asking this question, and some people said that, well, you have to have this fill tube, this quick fill tube, set up on the bike to effectively fill the radiator on this motorcycle. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't need this tool. Here's the antifreezes that are available out there in the world, and there are lots more depending upon where you are in the world. I live in Manitoba, above North Dakota in Canada. So this is available to me locally. This is a heavy-duty aluminum compatible antifreeze that needs to be mixed 50-50. You can add more antifreeze, but it doesn't help the cooling. Water actually cools better than antifreeze. Antifreeze is there to protect the engine from overheating and from gumming up the cooling system. If you live in a place where you never see below zero temperatures, Arizona, Australia, where have you, you can use straight water with a product called Water Wetter that will actually help dissipate more heat out than just water. It raises the boiling temperature of it a little bit. This is one size fits all antifreeze. Says you can add this antifreeze to any color of antifreeze and it will be effective. If you're stuck somewhere and you need a top up, by all means you could use this. Would I use it straight? If I had nothing else, I would. It says it's aluminum compatible. It says it also works with metal engines, cast iron engines. So it has some qualities, but for my money, I'm going straight aluminum compatible antifreeze. This is another antifreeze that's a 50-50 mix off the shelf already. You can just buy that and add it straight in. You don't have to worry about adding water. You don't have to worry about finding minerals in your water. This is a good option and a lot of people use it. Just don't add a bunch of water to it and find out that you don't have the freezing protection that you need. Okay, so here we go on to where and how to fill. This is a radiator on the K1300S. It's very similar on the 1200S as well. Radiator cap comes off. This is where you fill. Now, when you fill here, you must fill slowly, and it could take 5 times to get this to work. As you're filling, the level will come up. Then a few maybe 30 seconds later, you'll hear a burp or a gurgle. The level will go down. Refill it. Do it a few times. It may take up to 5 minutes, 5 or 6 times. Just be patient with it, okay? So once the radiator has quit burping and the level has stayed pretty standard in there, now's the time to get the air out of the system. The first place to take the air out of the system is right here. This is the lower case on the engine. This is a cap that's on here. You just break this cap loose. It's a 12 millimeter wrench and or socket. You just break it loose till you see the air is going to come out, burp, 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 burp. Then it's going to run solid out. Once it runs solid, lock it up, go back, add some antifreeze to it, get the level to come back up, and then go around to the other side to the water pump. So this is 11 millimeter. I've put this hose on here because I would run this into a container. The nice thing about the clear hose is you can see when the antifreeze runs solid. You just open this up, let the air and the water will come out. The water will push it out, push the air out. When the water starts running solid, lock it back down. Go and fill the antifreeze again. And then this is the third spot and the most important spot. This is at the top of the radiator. So that if you're getting solid fluid out of here, you have no air in your system if you've bled the three spots. This is a 15 millimeter nut. You just crack it loose. When it's falling straight out, solid fuel or solid fluid, lock it back up, and you're good to go. Go back and fill the radiator. Put the cap on the radiator. and then come to your expansion tank. Now there's lots of controversy as to the proper level of this, and I'm here to show you this level here, where it just shows around the bottom of the spigot, and it's not way up on it. That's the proper level. This is an expansion tank. This is where all the hot water goes into this expansion tank and allows it to have some place to expand rather than pushing a hose off or blowing a gasket. This is not a sealed system like you'll find in a radiator where it recirculates. This is a system that is an open system, and when you fill this expansion tank, I like to fill it above to the over top of that spigot when I first start out, and then I put the top on, start the vehicle, let it run for 3 cycles of the fan, and I like to use about, a varying RPM up to about 3,000 RPM to warm the engine faster, for one thing. Let the fan come on and cycle. It will cool the engine down. It will go 2 bars, 3 bars, and then the fan will come on and it will cool down, and then you'll see that in the end you'll see fluid. If you have too much fluid in, will come out of here. This is also where the gas tank overflow comes out as well. Sometimes if you cheat the fill on your bike and then start doing some corners and then you smell fuel, some of the time it's coming from here. Anyway, I put a canister underneath here to collect the antifreeze that boils over. I let the engine cool down, and I check for this level in here. And if it's there, and the bars and the engine cooling fan has come on to 3 bars and then cooled back down to 2, I take it out for a test drive, not too far, make sure everything's good, make sure there's no overheating going on, and you're set to go. 18,000 kilometers, that has not moved on 1 iota. So if you have any questions about this, just ask and I'll try and